Thank y'all all for coming. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about phobias. There are 6.3 million Americans who are diagnosed with a phobia. The definition for a phobia is a persistent, abnormal, and irrational fear of a specific thing or situation that compels one to avoid it despite the awareness and reassurance that it is not dangerous. And also a strong fear, dislike, or aversion. So a phobia is a very strong fear of something. A phobia causes a disruption in someone's physical and psychological life. My daughter, who has been diagnosed with agoraphobia, has suffered for the past 2 years, unable to go to school, unable to go into public places. She's 10 years old, and she's been battling it. But according to the National Institute of Mental Health, 74% of Americans have a fear of public speaking. That is called glossophobia. So glossophobia is the fear of public speaking. And then 68% of Americans have a fear of death, called necrophobia. This one's very common. 30.3% of Americans have a fear of spiders, arachnophobia. Most people know what arachnophobia is. Now, agoraphobia, which my daughter fears, there's only 2.2% of Americans who have that phobia, and it's called agoraphobia. And the cause of these phobias is not directly known. Some say it's linked to parents' behavior of their phobias. The children pick it up. It's also complications. It's also brain chemicals, genetics, traumatic experiences can cause a phobia in someone. Also, people who have phobias have complications in their life, such as social isolation, depression, and they also pick up substance abuse. A person who is experiencing a phobia, whenever they're near what they're afraid of, they experience a feeling of uncontrollable anxiety, and when exposed to that source, they also have a feeling that you must do everything possible to avoid that fear. The inability to function normally because of their anxiety, so they can't function normal like most people. They constantly have the anxiety when they think of their fear or around their fear, put in that situation. They feel powerless to control their fears. They're unable to stop how they feel. And they just thinking about it, they have that anxiety. In children, they possibly have tantrums, clinging, and crying, and I can say that's a fact. My child does have tantrums when she's in fear. She has her anxiety. She does start crying. She's just in complete panic mode. The physical and psychological reactions people have would be sweating, rapid heartbeat, difficulty breathing, panic with intense anxiety. There are different types of treatment someone can have when they have anxiety. There's all natural cures as well, but most of the time, people who are successful with their anxiety from the phobias are treated by medicine and therapy. Talk therapy is one of the best. They want them to face their fears. My daughter has done both therapy and medicine, and that seemed to control it somewhat. We're going the natural route now since she is so young. So a phobia is a strong, irrational fear of something that poses little or no real danger. So to us, it's not a real danger, but to them, in their mind, it's extreme danger. People with phobias try to avoid what they are afraid of. So someone who's afraid of spiders wants to stay completely away from spiders. Someone who is scared of death doesn't want to be near death. They don't want to think about it. They're constantly thinking of death, so they're scared. Phobias usually start in children or teens and continue into adulthood. So most likely an adult would not start a phobia as an adult. It would be something that would start young in a child or a teen. So anyway. Thank y'all for coming and listening about my phobias today. Or not my phobias, phobias in general. Okay.